Welcome to my channel. My name is Anita of Her Divine Path. This is a channel where I share ancestral wisdom, nature-led intuitive medicine, as well as how to inner calibrate, how to reorient ourselves inward so that we can lead a more fulfilling life. Thank you for joining. If you like what you hear or it resonates with you, please feel free to like, follow, share, and let's dive in. I have my red mug here today in honor of the fire horse energy, but let's just talk about that. What is happening today? What an exceptional day for cosmic events under the new moon in Aquarius. A rare and exceptional cosmic event is happening. We have a new moon with a solar eclipse, a rare ring of fire, and that's igniting our skies. And although I can't see where I am in Canada right now, the skies are completely foggy. I was just outside with my dog. Many of you are probably witnessing it where you are at. And what else is happening as we are witness to this amazing celestial event? Well, it starts the new day, the first day of the new year in the Chinese calendar, which happens to be the year of the fire horse. So we have a new moon in our skies with a solar eclipse, ring of fire, on the first day of the Chinese calendar year, which is the year of the fire horse. That is no coincidence, and that is an awful lot of fire. Are you feeling that fire? I know I am. Now let's talk about that fire for a minute, because I know if anyone has been feeling the last shedding of that wood snake, so difficult to let go of and to release, we can now breathe a little easier as we have finally started this fire horse year and the energy that is coming with it. But fire, what does fire mean? Fire is passion. Fire is destruction, but it's also renewal. Fire is also regrowth. It is transformation. With fire, you get to witness transformation. What was is no longer. And so I think it's important to pay homage to our ancestors here, because fire is one of the elements that they used the most. Fire was used for cooking. It was used for heating. It was used to keep them warm. It was used to tell stories. People would sit around fires to tell stories. They would use it for cleansing and purification processes. They would use it for rituals. They would use it to just live their daily lives. Again, cooking, sleeping, heating their homes, heating their bodies, heating whatever it is they needed to heat, their water, their food, and then of course paying homage to the deities in the sky, and even the cleansing and ritualistic purification processes that happen in a lot of indigenous communities and even in sacred circles. So fire is transformational. If you have not been feeling that transformation coming, you are going to feel it. We have just gone through the hardest last shedding of the wood snake, and now we are literally moving into this fire horse energy, and I don't think that's a coincidence at all. And if we think back to all of the forest fires over the last several years, all of that destruction, because fire does bring destruction, but with that destruction, it also brings the space and the opportunity for growth, for renewal, for rebirth. So fire then is a perfect time to set intentions, because those intentions are going to be amplified. So let's talk about intention setting for a second. How does one set an intention? Well, an intention is basically something that you would like to achieve, more or less, and it doesn't necessarily have to be result oriented. It could just be, I am setting an intention for more clarity this year or this week or today. It doesn't even have to be a long-term intention. It could be an immediate intention, as in today, this hour, this week, this moment. And so when you are setting an intention, if it is overwhelming you, start with something really small that pertains to you and today. The intention could be as simple as, I just want to sit in a quiet space for 5 to 10 minutes and acknowledge all of this fire that is moving us into this new year as we approach spring. And I know for myself in Canada, the last 2 days, the sun has been out. It has been a little warmer and the thaw is starting. This does not mean to say that we're not probably going to have another snowstorm. I'm sure we will sometime in March, but the thaw is starting. And for me, that's such a huge, huge sign of spring coming in, and that renewal and that growth, that rebirth. And it's interesting that I was outside earlier and there are huge patches of green grass and the birds are singing and the squirrels are playing, and I was thinking, how perfect is that as we literally start the Chinese New Year, the year of the fire horse, under this new moon, this solar eclipse ring of fire, we already have the thaw happening. That's how intense that fire energy is. And I don't know if there's a thaw happening where you are at, but we had a tremendous amount of snow and cold and ice this year in Canada where I am, and so it's been really beautiful to see the thaw coinciding with the new year of the Chinese calendar, the year of the fire horse, as well as this ring of fire solar eclipse and the new moon. Now let's talk about what is actually happening celestially on a spiritual level. So when we have such intense cosmic events, and especially new moons, there is a spiritual portal that is opening. And I know the word portal can be scary to some people, but basically there is a portal opening, meaning that the veils are thinner, meaning that it is much easier for you to connect with the divine. So today would be a great day to sit in silence, to meditate, to set intentions. It's basically a cosmic invitation for you to release, renew, and really ride that fire, your soul's fire. And speaking of fire, what color do we normally associate with fire? Red. So I do have my red cup here. And I also wanted to read an excerpt of my book, She Sees in Color. And this is basically a book of awakening through color. It's available on Amazon as well. You can click the link in the description. But let's talk about red, the sacred flame. The element is fire, and the energy is passion, courage, life force, protection, and vitality. Red is the spark of blood, the pulse of creation itself. Like the burning red of a Japanese maple blazing against a snow-filled forest, red stands unapologetically alive. It is raw, honest, and untamed. What else is untamed? Untamed, like the horse spirit. The horse is a beautiful indication of what is to come. A horse represents adventure, spirit, freedom, speed. I mean, we've got this fire horse. So we've got the fire, which, if anyone has watched a fire rip through a forest, that can go at immense speed. Then we've got the speed of the horse. We've got the adventure of the horse. We've got the freedom of the horse, the untaming of the horse. Fires can be untamed. They can also be contained. But the horse does not really symbolize containment at all. So we've got a lot of, in my eyes, wild energy coming in, but it's not a bad wild energy. It's a really great wild energy. It's this kind of like explosive, spirited wildness. It's like our soul's purposes coming to the surface. So let's just go back to the book, She Sees in Color. Again, it's a book that I wrote, more of a journal with prompts and prayers and small narratives on how you can awaken through color. And this was inspired by my many walks in nature. So red is the sacred flame. The element is fire, and your fire is meant to burn strong and tall. Fire is not a flaw. It is your power source. And every time you follow it, you step closer to the woman or person you were born to be. It points you toward the life you were meant to claim and not the one you were taught to settle for. We were never meant to live dimmed down lives. That is the energy of this fire. Let's go on. Red speaks of cycles, and especially of those in women. I mean, our moon cycles are the color of red fire, that fire energy, that passion, that heat. Red is also the color that calls spirit back into motion. Your spirit is being called into motion right now. It is being called back into embodiment, back into permission to feel, to move, to be, to exist, to go, to do, to live furiously. And it is the courage to step unashamed into the warmth of what gives, brings, and does, and the courage to use it, to burn it, release it, and let go of what no longer is serving you, as well as stepping into that power of fire energy. You can tell I'm getting all animated and I keep knocking my microphone, but that fire energy is powerful. And so ride the wave of your soul's fire. Again, if anyone is interested, they could pick up my book, She Sees in Color. It is available in my description below, and it's available on Amazon, and it is a guide to awakening through color. And I do go through all of the colors found in nature because they mean something. There is no such thing as coincidence. But let's go back to this eclipse and the new moon and the start of this new year and the fire horse energy. So again, going back to our ancestors and sacred circles and indigenous tribes, fire is a purification and a cleansing process. So this ring of fire, along with the fire horse, are basically symbols of purification and cleansing. As well, we are reminded that darkness is temporary, and it does give rise to a blazing light. You know, 2 days ago, I was out walking with my dog, and I happened to feel the very, very chaos of that last part of my skin shedding on that wood snake. And it was a very intense day, and I actually found a park bench and I sat down on it, and right through the trees, as though by divine timing and through cosmic influence, there were two trees that were parallel to one another, and in between those two trees was the sun setting, and it was a fire red orange. And I have not seen a sun that fire red orange in a very long time. And I actually sat there and got emotional because I could feel spirit talking to me. I could feel the Creator saying to me, this is your fire energy. This is the year of the fire horse. This is the fire sun. Go with it. Burn away what is not serving you. Let it go. Shed that tail. Shed that hard tail of the wood snake. Let it go. And be ready to burn like fire does moving forward. Use your passion, your creativity, that flame, that internal flame, and work with it. And sure, fire can be dangerous. It can be destructive. But we know in our hearts how not to let it get to that point. We know in our hearts how to use our fire properly for our purposes, to better serve the world, to heal the planet, to heal each other, to heal our children, and to allow our spirits and our souls to soar and complete the missions that we came here to do, taking a hostage in these physical bodies. Our souls are basically hostage to these bodies, and so it is my hope that we serve our souls well. We serve their purposes well. Now, what about this fire horse energy is just so exceptional? Well, the fire horse energy arrives every 60 years. It's been a long time coming. And the fact that it is happening in the age of Aquarius is just, I mean, we are literally witnessing a renewal on Earth, a major transformation. And it's really asking us to embody our courage. And that is not necessarily a violent courage. No, it is not necessarily a blind courage. It's also asking us to follow our instinct. Now, for me, and I will go on about this, there is a huge difference between your instinct and your intuition. Your instinct is what keeps you alive. Your intuition is the voice that gives you the instructions. Following that instinct. That is how I see it. That is how it has come to me. That is how I have lived it. That is how I have experienced it. So it is really important that you stop and listen and you pay attention to your intuition during this time. Practice listening to your intuition. And again, I'm going to go into details and many videos on how to do this, because I actually am an intuition facilitator. So I will be helping viewers and people become aware of how they can better pay attention to their intuition and not confuse it with fear. So follow your instinct, listen to your intuition, move towards what lights your soul, and move towards it boldly. If you've ever watched a horse, it doesn't mess around. No. A horse, just like my dog at times, makes these executive decisions, and it will just go boldly. It moves boldly, with strength, force, majestically. It is strong in its stance. That is how you move forward. There is no more playing small. So if you've been playing small, this is the time that you are being asked to step into your power. And I have a feeling that all of us who have been playing small, we are feeling this really big shift in the decisiveness now. It is either yes or no. It's either I'm going or I'm not. There's no in between now. It's either this or that. And that's okay. That's an okay place to be, because that is your inner fire. That's how fire leads. I'm either going to burn or I'm not. End of conversation. I'm not going to simmer here. No. We're either burning full force. We are either burning full we are either burning full force, or we are going to die out. We are not going to simmer. We are not coals. We are fire. We are not coals. We are fire. Okay? It's important to remember. We are not simmering. We are burning. There's a huge difference there. So, no more playing small, and let your inner fire lead you as we move forward after today. And I just want to close with a few things that you can do to honor the fire and the new moon energy, which new moon, again, a new moon is always hidden because it asks us to take a look at our shadows, to release, because not even 2 days after the new moon, we begin to see the first crescents of the illuminated moon. So it's basically like we are in shadow with the new moon, in that darkness, that void, that death, if you will. And then after a day or two, so you've got a couple days before the illumination period. And once that illumination happens, that's it. This is why if you hear people talking about you have 72 hours to enter this porthole, you have 72 hours before the gates close, basically because after 72 hours, we start seeing the illumination phases of the crescent moon. And so the illumination has started. So if you are in that void, in that womb right now, in that shadow, in that darkness, know that it's temporary. Release what you need to right now. Make intentions, set intentions on what you are going to move forward through once the illumination starts happening. Then run with the fire, led by your heart, led by that passion. You are going with the fire. You are burning away what you don't need. You are releasing it, and you are moving forward with your intentions set. Even as brief as they are, every day you can set an intention if setting an intention for the year overwhelms you. And so you are going to move forward with that fire in your heart. And so here's something that you can say and ways you can honor the fire that you are going to be walking with. Not through, not in, walking with. Again, this is taken from my book, She Sees in Color. And here are a few affirmations you can say. I am alive, passionate, and in reverence to my fire. Your fire is your inner vitality. It is your passion, your will, your desire, courage, anger, creativity, drive, sexuality, truth. It's everything that moves you. It is a spark that animates your very existence. And there's a few affirmations that I have here, and I will read one. I am alive, passionate, and in reverence to my fire. Honoring it as sacred. recognizing that your energy, emotions, and desires aren't flaws to suppress. They are literally the holy expressions of your life force. And again, that affirmation is, I am alive, passionate, and in reverence to my fire. Now, here are a few things you can do to take advantage of all of these cosmic events happening, as well as the portholes and the connection to the divine. You might want to honor this alignment, the celestial alignment, as well as the Chinese New Year, the year of the fire horse, by sitting in quiet reflection, journaling what to release, and then speaking your intentions for sovereignty, for your freedom, and your passion. You can light a candle while invoking the color red. I, in my book, use the word walk with. So you can choose to walk with the color red. And when you walk with the color red, it means you are honoring your energy as sacred. You are living with awareness of your passion and how to use it creatively, and you are healing and moving in truth. So walking with red is precisely that. So you can light a candle and set intentions to walk with red, to walk with the fire. Again, you are not walking through it. You are not walking in it, you are walking with it. And that's how we are going to go forward this year, is walking with our fire, hand in hand. You may want to take a moment to determine how you want to blaze your path with purpose. You may want to use some fire vocabulary if that helps you intensify the idea of walking with fire. And you may just wish to dive into a small meditation about renewal and radiance, and how you are choosing to live in your passion this year. Now, before I close, I did want to talk about the age of Aquarius for a moment. So the fact that this ring of fire, which is symbolizing purification and a cleansing, the fact that our new moon and this solar eclipse, ring of fire, and the Chinese New Year, year of the fire horse, is in Aquarius, as I had mentioned earlier, that's awakening freedom, which is why I said if you are setting intentions or journaling, you may want to journal with prompts regarding freedom, innovation, because Aquarius is all about innovation. It's about the higher vision. So you may want to sit quietly with your intentions about freedom, innovation, a higher vision. And spiritually, this eclipse, this first solar eclipse, is clearing out karmic debts. So if you are feeling yourself being released of some karmic debts and you are feeling lighter, then this is why. It is clearing those debts because it is going to open up the doorways and the pathways, the quantum doorways, if you will, to your authentic destiny. So with that, I am going to close. I am going to wish you all a happy, happy, happy year of the fire horse energy. May we all walk with red and fire this year towards our passions and our authentic destiny. May we invite the spirit of passion into our hearts and live authentically moving forward. Happy New Year.